and gentlemen, honorable guests and distinguished participants, a very warm welcome to the closing ceremony of the second Zebist Trading League, organized by BSN Accounting and Finance, powered by Investors Lounge and sponsored by JS Investments. I am Mariam Javed, host for today, and along with me, my co-host Faiza. Tonight we gather here to celebrate a remarkable achievement of our talented traders and to honor their dedications and hard work throughout this incredible journey. To commence this event, let us begin with a recitation of Holy Quran. And for this, I will like to invite Mr. Mohiddin.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين صدق الله العظيم.
Indeed, all praises for Almighty Allah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of our beloved country. Thank you, everyone. I would like to thank our program manager, Ms. Rifat Mughal, and Ms. Tazeen Imran of BSN Accounting and Finance for joining us today. And I would also like to thank Dr. Razia, who will join us from Zebist University in Islamabad campus via Zoom meeting. I would also like to extend my gratitude towards the evaluators joining us today. D'Souza, the co-founder of Investors Lounge, Ms. Ifat Zehra, CEO of GS Investments, Mr. Saeed Hussain Haider, Chief Investment Officer of JS Investments, Dr. Rifat Mughal, an esteemed program manager, as well as Ms. Tazeen. Now to officially open this ceremony, let's welcome Dr. Mehak Yunus, a respected faculty member of Zebist, to deliver the welcoming remarks.
Thank you so much, Mariam. On behalf of Zebist, I welcome Ms. Ifat Mankani and Mr. Haider from JS Investments for joining us today, and Dr. Rifat Mughal, who is our very known faculty, and students know her, and Mr. Senan from Investors Lounge. I'm very happy that, JS Investments joined us as a sponsor, and Mr. Senan for providing us this amazing platform where students can actually get a real flavor of what trading is. And I hope the comments, the feedback of judges is definitely going to be a commendable learning experience for my students. And I hope after this activity, you will actually start investing in this market, because, this activity is I would say it's an initiative which actually, brings you closer to the market, brings you closer to the trading. We definitely learn a lot of theoretical concepts, but we never put them in practice. Other than that, there are multiple entities which are actually running these awareness programs. So I believe one day you would be a responsible individual investor for sure. So thank you so much, everyone, students and respectable judges, for joining us. Thank you so much.
Finally, moving on to the presentation of the top 8 traders of Zebest Trading League 2.0. We will be calling overall the top 8 one by one for presentation, followed by judges' comments, but the final results will be announced later on. Now I would like to call Faiza.
So now I will be calling Mohammad Faizan Qureshi for the presentation.
Successful trading is not about being the smartest guy in the market, but it is about being disciplined. Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Faizan Qureshi. Currently I'm in my last semester of BS Accounting and Finance. First slide is basically the top gainers versus losers. So my top 5 gainers were Yusuf Weaving, Bank of Punjab, K Electric, Pakistan Stock Exchange, and Park Electron. The only 2 losers I have is MLCF and Synergy. I had invested over 14 stocks and I had only 2 losses, a staggering win rate of 85.71% with a risk to reward ratio of 5.81x. I've also attached my waterfall chart, which is basically showing the gains of all my stocks or positions in PKR terms. So you can see that the distribution of the gains. So what was my overall investment strategy? Firstly, I had a strong active participation in the market. Then I was looking after the macroeconomic indicators. Then I was shortlisting the sectors that I want to invest. I've also attached my sectoral pie chart that I have invested. And the most important thing that I want to stress on is research-based investment. I had gone over the macroeconomic as well as research reports that were there, and then a bottom approach was also used, in which I have used technical analysis to select and whether I can make entry in this in the company or not. So the first stock is Yusuf Weaving. If we can see properly that this one, the RSI was below, and at that second point, the RSI was little bit up. This showed that it is near to the upward trend, and it can go up. So I used scalping and day trading strategy in this stock. I was buying at low and selling at a higher position. The second was Bank of Punjab. So I invested a total of 3 banks, which is HBL, Faisal Bank, and Bank of Punjab. The important thing here is that it was making a bull pattern, and then there was consolidation. So this was ranging between 4.9 to 5.2, and it had a strong resistance over there. So I was trading this stock in this trend line. So one reason I invested in banks is basically because of monetary policy expectation. Above 50% was in, approximately 50% were of the view that banks will, the interest rate will go down. मगर मेरा ये अंदाज़ा था कि इंटरेस्ट रेट इतनी जल्दी अभी नीचे आएगा नहीं, एंड इंटरेस्ट रेट विल रिमेन द सेम, बिकॉज अगर अदरवाइज जो है वो डेप्रिसिएशन हमारी जो है वो और करेंसी को हो सकती है. सेकंड वाज दी मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी स्टेटमेंट, जो कि हमें फिर आ गई थी, एंड इट वाज वेरी फ्रूटफुल. अच्छा, next is Pakistan Stock Exchange. The first reason is basically it is showing a parabolic pattern, and इससे ये पता चल रहा है कि हमारा स्टॉक ऊपर ऊपर जा रहा है. आगे एक्सपेक्टेड ये है कि डाउनवर्ड ट्रेंड ले लेगा, बट इसकी इन्वेस्टमेंट करने की वजह ये थी कि एक तो शेयर्स पॉइंट जो है वो पाकिस्तान स्टॉक एक्सचेंज रैली हो रही थी, गेन आए जा रहा था, एंड दूसरा सीपीआई पॉलिसी जो थी, जो सीपीआई बेसिकली हमारी थी, वो एक्सपेक्टेड थी डाउन होने की, जिसकी वजह से जो स्टॉक मार्केट है उसके पास एक अच्छा सेंटिमेंट गया था, और उस पर जो है वो नंबर ऑफ ट्रेड्स इंक्रीज हो गई थी, तो रिकॉर्ड शेयर का जो है वो बिजनेस हुआ था. द नेक्स्ट इज पार्क इलेक्ट्रॉन. पार्क इलेक्ट्रॉन एक तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये यहाँ पे बुल पैटर्न दिखा रहा था. उसके बाद अगर हम आगे देखें तो शेरमान की जो है एक रिसर्च रिपोर्ट है, जिसमें इन्होंने ये कहा था कि अराउंड 0.03 पे जो है ट्रेड करा था, एंड देन द ईपीएस वाज एक्सपेक्टेड कि 0.81 हो जाएगा. ऑल्दो द ईपीएस एक्चुअल जो आया वो 0.51 था, बट इट वाज अगेन अ वेरी गुड प्रॉफिट. तो ये मेन वजह थी फंडामेंटल यूज़ करने की, और उस पर टेक्निकल पे मैंने यूज़ करा था. देन के इलेक्ट्रिक में हमारा पेंडेंट पैटर्न बन रहा था, और यहाँ पे आप अगर देखें तो ये ब्रेकआउट दिखा रहा था. तो यहाँ पे अगर मैंने बाय किया है और फिर देन ऊपर ये ब्रेकआउट दिखा रहा था जो वैलिडेट हुआ, और फिर जो है मैंने प्रॉफिट अपना निकाला यहाँ से. अच्छा, मुझे जो लॉस हुआ उसमें दो थे मैपल लीफ. अच्छा, मैपल लीफ मैंने ऑलमोस्ट 1 डे होल्ड करके रखा, 1 वीक होल्ड करके रखा, बट इशू ये था कि मेरे 25 डेज थे, वी कैन नॉट, ज़्यादा टाइम के लिए हम उसमें इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर सकते थे, और अदरवाइज मैंने यहाँ पे बाई किया था, एंड यहाँ पे मुझे सेल करना पड़ गया. अगर मैं उसको थोड़ा सा होल्ड करके रखता, देन इट वुड बी माई मोस्ट प्रॉफिटेबल ट्रेड इन दी होल पोर्टफोलियो. मुझे वहाँ पे जो है वो ये फील हुआ कि अगर मैं अभी यहाँ से पैसा अपना दूसरी तरफ शिफ्ट नहीं करूँगा, तो मैं जो है वो और अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट अपनी लूज़ कर रहा हूँ, और वही हुआ. मैं अगर होल्ड नहीं, मैंने दूसरी जगह इन्वेस्ट करके ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट कमाया. अच्छा, इसमें मैपल लीफ में भी जो है वो दो फंडामेंटल रिपोर्ट्स मैंने देखी थी, एक जेएस ग्लोबल की थी, एंड देन सेकंड वन वाज शेरमान. तो इनमें यही था बेसिकली कि इंटरेस्ट रेट आगे एक्सपेक्टेड है कि डाउन नीचे जाएगा, नॉट इन द नियर फ्यूचर, बट थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा. तो एक वो पॉइंट था. दूसरा ये था कि सीमेंट आउटलुक अच्छा है, अभी इनकी करंट परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी नहीं थी, तो उस एक्सपेक्टेशन पे जो है वो मैंने थोड़ा सा इन्वेस्ट किया था, एंड मोस्टली टेक्निकल थोड़ा सा इन्वॉल्व था उधर. The last stock that I was Synergy. यहाँ पे मुझे लग रहा था कि कप एंड हैंडल बनेगा. 4.54 पे मेरी बाइंग थी एवरेज, एंड 4.5 पे मैंने सेल आउट कर गया, बिकॉज कप एंड हैंडल इनवैलिडेट हो गया था, सो आई हैड टू क्लोज माई ट्रेड. सो ओवरऑल जो परफॉर्मेंस अगर मेरी आप ट्रेड की देखें तो इट वाज गुड. मेरी टारगेट प्रॉफिट, स्टॉप लॉस आपको देखना है. अगर आपका पहले से जो है टारगेट प्रॉफिट और स्टॉप लॉस डिसाइडेड है, तो आप अच्छा परफॉर्म कर सकते हो. सेकेंडली, आपका रिस्क और रिवॉर्ड मैनेज हो सकता है. थर्ड, आप जो है अपने रिसर्च ज़रूर करके देखें. डायरेक्ट स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट नहीं करें. पहले आपकी फंडामेंटल, अगर आपकी ट्रेड खराब हो भी रही है तो आपको होल्ड करना है. लाइफ इज़ द फुल सर्कल, तो आप उसको होल्ड कर सकते हो. एंड अगेन कि ये है कि आप फंडामेंटली गुड कंपनीज में इन्वेस्ट करोगे, तो आप भले आज आपकी ट्रेड डाउन हो रही है, लेकिन इन द फ्यूचर इट विल गो अप, because life is a full circle. Thank you. Yeah. बेसिकली जो पाकिस्तान स्टॉक एक्सचेंज है, अगर उसका जो है वो स्ट्रक्चर इस तरीके से कि वो अगर कंपनी ज़्यादा ट्रेड हो रही है, दैट मीन्स कंपनी इज़ परफॉर्मिंग वेल, एंड अगर कंपनी परफॉर्म वेल करेगी तो उसकी जो अर्निंग्स है बेसिकली वो वहाँ से उस पर जनरेट होगी. तो फिर एक तरीके से वो है. एंड देन KSE 100 इंडेक्स भी जो है वो ओवरऑल जो है वो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से परफॉर्म करता हुआ आ रहा है. एक बुल मार्केट में हम एंटर हो चुके हैं. तो ये दो मेन रीजंस थे जो मैंने पाकिस्तान स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में इन्वेस्ट किया. The thought process basically firstly कोई मैंने एक साथ जो है वो स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर दिया था. I was scalping and doing intraday trading. The reason was कि time frame कम था and the criteria was to make as maximum profit as you can to come into the top 7. So the main criteria was फंडामेंटल्स स्ट्रॉन्ग होने चाहिए. एंड सेकेंडली जब आप फंडामेंटल्स को आप देख लो एंड सारे आपके इंडिकेटर्स आपको ऑल राइट लग रहे हैं, देन आप कंपनी को टेक्निकल एनालिसिस के ऊपर देखो कि आप क्या उसमें एंट्री ले सकते हो एट दैट टाइम या नहीं ले सकते. इट इज़ ऑलरेडी अप एट रेजिस्टेंस पे या सपोर्ट पे. तो अगर सपोर्ट पे तो यू कैन बाय, इफ रेजिस्टेंस है तो यू हैव टू वेट. Any other questions?
Just a quick question. So, just referring to Ifat's question regarding your methodology for selecting stocks. So, I was just wondering if you were expecting the policy rate to stay as is. You were expecting a status
Yes.
quo. So, what was the point in choosing, say, a textile company or a stock like Park Electron, which I'm assuming would have a relatively higher weight of debt? Did you check
Yes.
or studied the companies
Yes.
in terms of their capital structure and what
Yes.
impact would
Yes.
these companies would
Yes.
bear if the remain stays the same?
फॉर पार्क इलेक्ट्रॉन स्पेशली मैंने अभी पहले भी बताया कि रिसर्च रिपोर्ट थी कि इसकी जो एक्सपेक्टेड EPS है दैट विल बी इंक्रीजिंग लाइक, और इसका जो PE ट्रेड हुआ था वो लास्ट ईयर का एवरेज देखें तो 10x था, बट ये अभी करंटली जो ट्रेड हुआ था वो 5.4x था. तो एक PE की वजह से मैंने पार्क इलेक्ट्रॉन में इन्वेस्ट करा. दूसरा ये था कि इसकी EPS भी इंक्रीज होनी थी. 0.03 थी लास्ट क्वार्टर एंड इस क्वार्टर जो है वो 0.51 एक्चुअल आई है और एक्सपेक्टेड 0.81 थी. तो ये दो मेन वजह थी जो मैंने जो है वो इन पार्क इलेक्ट्रॉन में जो है वो इन्वेस्ट करा था. यस मैम. आई हैव सेलेक्टेड बट वो जो है मेरे टॉप 5 गेनर्स में नहीं है. मैं अगर यहाँ पे दिखाना चाहूँ, नॉट वर्किंग, बट ये है कि NRL सिनर्जी जो थी वो भी एक पेट्रोलियम इंडस्ट्री की तरफ है. और रीज़न उसको सेलेक्ट करने का ये था कि पेट्रोल प्राइसेस जो है वो डिक्रीज हुई थी, तो एक्सपेक्टेड ये था कि उनके जो है वो एक पॉजिटिव आएगा, इम्पैक्ट आएगा क्योंकि उनकी सेल्स फिर इंक्रीज होंगी. तो अगर मैं यहाँ पे दिखाऊँ तो NRL is there and I cannot see properly but synergy is there as well. So यहाँ पे अगर हम देख सकें तो power generation is this and refinery is this. तो ये दो और oil and gas छोटा पोर्शन है, बट ये है कि पोर्शन था मेरा. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammad Faizan Qureshi. Now, I would like to extend my gratitude to the students of ZEB Islamabad for joining us for this ceremony. There is a little twist. Although we are ready for the second presenter, I would like to request our judges to please select a chit out of that bowl, and it would reveal the second presenter for the day. The second presenter is Kumail Hassan.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Kumail Hassan. First of all, I would like to add that why investment is necessary. Like the money we have today will not the same value in the future. So, if I introduce myself as an investor, I consider myself as a moderate risk level taker. Moving to the next slide. So these were the investment goals. On a very first day, I had a loss of 8,000 rupees, which was which negatively affected on my investment. But gradually, I recovered the loss from 8,000 to 1 million again and made a profit of 1,000. On a third day, I had a profit of 53,000, which was all-time high. So basically, my first aim was to remain among top 3. And throughout the trading league, I was on a top 10 and wouldn't come back to the top 10. So my primary goals was hold stock for an extended period up to 3 to 4 days, diversification, track news and developments. Thank you. Hello. Basically, what does that mean? On starting days, I did diversification. I hold stock for 3 to 4 days rather than scalping or rather than doing intra trading. And the news factors was there and developments was there. For long-term goals, I engage in active trading. As I said earlier, that I used to see myself in top 3 or at least in top 7. So I did scalping and active trading rather than holding stock in a last week. So utilize technical indicators to identify profitable entry points within a 5 to 10 minute time frame. So I did trading which momentum strategy, like on a 5 to 10 minute time frame, and I allocate 80% of my investment in penny stocks, which was on a last week. Like I did trading in K Electric, like Synergy, Bank of Punjab, Yusuf Textile Mills, and other stocks. Moving towards the next slide, these were the top 5 gainers, and these were the loss-making stocks. In top 5 gainers, I have Yusuf Weaving, Bank of Punjab, Synergy, K Electric, and HBL. And loss-making are Fatima Fertilizers, FCEPL, and Maple Leaf. This was the overall performance of my portfolio. Like I said earlier, that these were the top 5 performers, and these were the top 3 loss-making stocks. From 19 stocks, I made a profit in 16 stocks. So this was the distribution of my profit. Like I made a profit of 4,62,000, which was total. After excluding loss and total fees of 2,90,000, I reached to that level. I made a profit of 0.15 million, which is my last day profit. As I mentioned earlier, that on a very first day, I was on a loss of 8,000, and gradually I recovered that amount and made a profit of 1,000. And on a third day, I made a profit of 53,000, which was all-time high in my trading. So for risk management and investment strategies, I do diversification. What does that mean? Diversification is that do not put your all eggs in one basket. Like if your one stock is going down, then other might be go up. So you can diversify your portfolio and manage your risk. So asset allocation was there, the sector that was performing well, I do trading in that, and stop loss orders. Like I bought HBL on 114 and the resistance was 118, and according to the fundamental, it was very good to buy, and I set a stop loss of 112, but it increased the price and I closed my position. Regular portfolio review was there. Risk monitoring was there, education and research about the companies, like fundamentals, like technicals, and everything. So, investment techniques. For investment techniques, for long term, I do fundamental analysis. As I stated earlier, that HBL had a EPS growth of 84%, and Mizan Bank had a EPS growth of 87% and a P growth of 0.03 from negative. In 2023, they were in a negative, and Mizan Bank is paying out, Mizan Bank payout is 70% and HBL payout is 30%. So I choose banking sector for that, and like OGDC and AVN, their fundamentals are very good. I did technical analysis as well for medium and short term or external news factors. So these are the technicals. So if you see here, this is a resistance and support, and market was overbought. I bought at that time and the volume was very good at that time, so I made profit from it. Bank of Punjab. There was a liquidity grab. What does liquidity grab mean? This means the big players can make market, can sell can sell their stocks, and the other players think that the prices will go down in the future. So they also sell. Then they will buy the stock. So liquidity grab will change the direction and we can make the profit from it. So these were the rationale behind that. For Synergy, there was a bull flag. So every time, according to technical, when it makes a bull flag, it makes direction and it changes the direction. So that was the rationale behind that. And the volume was very good at that time. So I bought that and made a profit on it. So FCEPL was in a loss. The major reason was this was on a 29th April when market was in a negative point of 1200. So it breaks the support and I made a loss on it. Maple Leaf was, the overall performance of the cement sector was very good at that time, but I realized that I have to bought Maple Leaf, but the price was very high when I bought that particular stock, and it also breaks the support, and the bull flag was there, but it doesn't work for it, and I made a loss on it. These were the sector of focus: power generation and distribution, banks, cements, technology, and refinery. Lastly, according to Bloomberg, 84% KSE has changed this year. Like from 16th May 2023 to 16th May 2024, it changes 80% and increased by 80%. And day by day, in market KSE was doing very well, and we made a profit through it. Thank you very much.
All right, so Kumail, I heard in the initial part of your presentation, you mentioned that you would consider yourself as a medium risk taker, right? And then I heard a lot about the penny stocks and stocks like Yusuf Weaving and maybe a few other stocks. So again, coming back to the rationale, if you can expand on how would you connect both these points?
Like if we talk about penny stocks, I did trading in penny stock in a last week. As I mentioned earlier, that I wanted to see myself in top 3 or at least in top 7. So I was doing, like before it, I was doing trading in OGDC as well, HBL as well, Mizan Bank, Askari Bank, like those who have a good potential and those who have a good fundamentals. So this was the last week and I made higher profit in the last week, I would like to say.
You were comparing Mizan Bank with HBL. So what was your allocation to both?
If you talk about Mizan, it was trading at 211 and now it is trading at 241, around 41 or 43. So based on the EPS and PE growth, they were very good. They had a potential, like they have a growth of EPS growth of 84 and 87%, which is huge. So one can assume that it will go up and we can make a profit through it. And the payout was very good. Mizan had a payout in the first quarter of 70% and HBL had a payout of 30%.
But what was, which one had you allocated more money?
HBL. Because it was trading at 114 and the resistance was 118. So I thought that it will go up. Yeah, thank you.
Good presentation, Kumail. Kumail, can you please tell me how you deal with the stocks which were going in losses?
Like as I mentioned earlier, there was a stop loss. Like if I talk about FCEPL, I bought it on a 73.03 and I was assuming that it will go, it will break the support and it will break the resistance and go to 75. But it doesn't work for me and I set a stop loss, like if it will reach to the point of 72, so I'll close my position. So I hold it for 1 to 2 days, but it doesn't work and then I close the position.
Okay. Can you please tell me which economic indicators you have been looking at and which have a positive or negative impact on the stock market?
Basically, I was seeing the interest rate and there was an announcement that it will go down, but it doesn't happen, like it remains the same. So these were the main thing, like I was just watching the interest rate, like because it has a positive or negatively impact on the market.
Okay. Do you think that the exchange rate also has a positive or negative impact on the selection of the portfolios?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kumail. Now I would like to request our judges to please pick a chit out of that bowl. It would reveal our third presenter for the day.
Mohammad Izan Khan.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mohammad Izan Khan, and I am currently studying in Zebis Accounting and Finance, BS Accounting and Finance last semester. This is overview of my portfolio. Basically, जब ये लीग स्टार्ट हुई थी तो हमें 1 मिलियन की अमाउंट एलोकेट की गई थी, जिसके ऊपर स्टार्ट 2 डेज़ के अंदर मुझे लॉस हुआ था अराउंड 90,000 का. वो अगर उसकी मैं आपको वजह बताऊं तो स्टार्ट के अंदर मैंने अपनी तमाम इक्विटी जो है वो 1 मिलियन की वो एक ही स्टॉक के अंदर इंजेक्ट कर दी थी, जो कि मुझे बाद में रियलाइज़ हुआ था कि मैंने शायद गलती कर दी है, क्योंकि उस स्टॉक की बाद में एक न्यूज़ आई थी. सो डे 3 के ऊपर मैंने उस सारा जो अपना लॉस था वो सेल आउट कर दिया था, लॉस 90,000 के अंदर ही. एंड फिर मैंने डाइवर्सिफाई किया था और डिफरेंट स्टॉक्स के अंदर इन्वेस्ट किया था. आफ्टर 4 वीक मैंने तकरीबन 40.1% का रिटर्न जनरेट किया है. सो दिस इज़ माई डे टू डे परफॉर्मेंस. फर्स्ट 2 डेज़ के अंदर मुझे लॉस हुआ था, जो कि मैंने आपको पहले बताया था कि मैंने एक ट्रेड उठाई थी अपनी 100% इक्विटी की, फिर मैंने वो सेल आउट कर दी थी. उसके बाद मुझे कंसेक्यूटिव 4 डेज़ तक मुझे प्रॉफिट हुआ था. उसके बाद आप देख सकते हैं 30 अप्रैल, 2 मई एंड 29 अप्रैल, इन 3 डेज़ के अंदर मार्केट जो है वो 2500 माइनस हुई थी, क्योंकि मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी की अनाउंसमेंट थी और प्रिडिक्शंस ये थी कि मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी जो है वो डिक्रीज़ कर सकती है, बट मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी डिक्रीज़ नहीं हुई थी. तो ये एक फैक्टर हो सकता है कि मार्केट जो है वो 2500 जो है वो नीचे डिक्रीज़ हुई थी. उसके बाद जो है मुझे लॉस नहीं हुआ और प्रॉफिट ही हुआ है. सो दीज आर माई टॉप गेनर्स: बैंक ऑफ पंजाब, यूसुफ विविंग, सिनर्जी, शेराट सीमेंट, लकी सीमेंट, and K Electric and Fauji Cement are my losses. Total gain is 1 million and 1.05 million, from which 5.5 lakh मैंने फीस पे हुई है और 96,000 का मुझे टोटल लॉस हुआ है, जो मुझे स्टार्ट के अंदर ही हुआ था बस. सो सेक्टर ऑफ फोकस, जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया कि मैंने डे 3 से अपना डाइवर्सिफाई कर दिया था रिस्क. तो मैंने सीमेंट सेक्टर, टेक्सटाइल, पावर, रिफाइनरी, बैंकिंग, इनको ज़्यादा फोकस किया था. शॉर्ट टर्म स्ट्रेटजीज़ मैंने जो है वो शॉर्ट टर्म यूज़ की, लॉन्ग टर्म यूज़ नहीं की, क्योंकि ये जो लीक थी ये 4 वीक्स की थी, जिसके अंदर अराउंड 19 वर्किंग डेज थे. तो लॉन्ग टर्म स्ट्रेटजीज़ यूज़ करने का मुझे सच फ़ायदा नहीं लगा, क्योंकि लॉन्ग टर्म 1 ईयर से ज़्यादा पे अगर ये कोई लीक होती है 6 मंथ 8 मंथ, तो हम लॉन्ग टर्म इसको यूज़ करते हुए फिर फ़ायदा होता. तो शॉर्ट टर्म के अंदर मैं डे ट्रेडिंग, न्यूज़ बेस्ड ट्रेडिंग, स्कैल्पिंग, ब्रेकआउट ट्रेड, SR फ्लिप ट्रेड्स, ये सारे मेथड्स यूज़ किए थे. सो टॉप 5 गेनर्स: बैंक ऑफ पंजाब, यूसुफ विविंग, सिनर्जी, शेराट, लकी. सो बैंक ऑफ पंजाब, मेरा बैंक ऑफ पंजाब जो है वो यूज़ करने का जो मेन रीज़न ये था कि जब ट्रेड स्टार्ट हुई थी, ट्रेडिंग लीग, तो बैंक ऑफ पंजाब की एक अनाउंसमेंट हुई थी कि उनका जो डिपॉजिट है वो अराउंड 24% से इंक्रीज़ हुआ था, जो कि एक अच्छी न्यूज़ थी बैंक के लिए. तो मैंने जो है वो अपनी पूरी ट्रेडिंग लीग के अंदर डिफरेंट चार्ट्स ड्रॉ किए हैं और उनकी सपोर्ट्स और रेजिस्टेंस के ऊपर बाय और सेलिंग करी है. जैसे कि अगर आप देख सकते हैं कि इसकी 4.9 पे एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट है, तो मैंने मैनी टाइम्स इसकी बाइंग यहाँ पे करके 5.15 के ऊपर सेलिंग करी है. इसके अलावा 5 और 5.05 के ऊपर भी एक इसकी स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट थी, तो मैंने उस पर भी इसकी बाइंग करी है. देन यूसुफ वीविंग के ऊपर ट्रेड करते हुए मैंने ज़्यादा डिमांड और सप्लाई को देखते हुए इसकी ट्रेड्स करी थी। इसका मैं मतलब PSX के ऊपर इसकी आस्क एंड बिड वॉल्यूम चेक करता रहता था ओवर द डे कि इसका बिड वॉल्यूम क्या चल रहा है, आस्क वॉल्यूम क्या चल रहा है। अगर इसका बिड वॉल्यूम ज़्यादा होता था तो मैं उस वक्त बाय किया करता था, और जब आस्क वॉल्यूम ज़्यादा होता तो मैं सेल करता था। इसकी भी डिफरेंस जो है वो सपोर्ट और रेजिस्टेंस थी, जैसे कि 3.4 इसकी स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट थी और 3.7 3.65 इसकी स्ट्रॉन्ग रेजिस्टेंस थी। तो मैंने जो बाइंग और सेलिंग करी है वो इसी के दरमियान में करी है। सिनर्जी की एक बहुत पॉजिटिव न्यूज़ आई थी, क्योंकि 2023 के लास्ट क्वार्टर में इसको एक हैवी लॉस हुआ था, बट इन द फर्स्ट 3 मंथ्स इसने अराउंड 1.19 बिलियन का प्रॉफिट जनरेट किया, जो कि एक बहुत अच्छा प्रॉफिट जो है। और अगर आप चार्ट दे सकते हैं तो ये एक बुलिश ट्रेंड बना रहा है, जो कि जब ये न्यूज़ आई थी तो यहाँ से मैंने इसकी बाइंग करी थी और फिर इसको मैंने यहाँ पे सेल आउट किया था अराउंड 4.5 पर। शेराट सीमेंट के अंदर मैंने प्रॉपर टेक्निकल्स यूज़ किए थे। अगर आप देख सकते हैं कि इसका ये एक बियरिश बना रहा है। मैंने इसका जब चार्ट ड्रॉ किया था तो 164 पे मैंने इसकी बाइंग की थी और अराउंड 168 पे मुझे ऐसा फील हुआ कि ये यहाँ से इसकी ये बस रेजिस्टेंस है, क्योंकि जब मैंने चार्ट इसका ड्रॉ किया था तो इसकी 168 की रेजिस्टेंस आई, तो मैंने वहाँ पे सेल आउट कर दिया था और नेक्स्ट डे जो है वो आप देख सकते हैं कि फिर ये डाउन ही हुआ है। लकी सीमेंट के अंदर मैंने RSI का देखा था कि जब RSI मेरी 30 के ऊपर थी, टाइम अप, सॉरी, ओके। RSI मेथड मैंने यूज़ किया था। लॉसेस के अंदर मेरे के इलेक्ट्रिक और फौजी हैं। के इलेक्ट्रिक मेरा वो शेयर है जो मुझे स्टार्ट के 2 डेज़ के अंदर मुझे लॉस देके गया था, क्योंकि इसकी एक न्यूज़ आ गई थी कि शंघाई इलेक्ट्रिक पावर ने जो है इसको एक्वायर करने से मना कर दिया है, जिसकी वजह से आप देख सकते हैं कि इसके शेयर जो है डे 1 पे जो था वो 4.43 से 4.2 पे आया था और सेकंड डे पे 4.2 से 4.05 पे आया था। तो मैंने इसको होल्ड करना बेहतर नहीं समझा, क्योंकि एक नेगेटिव न्यूज़ थी, मुझे लगा ये और नीचे आएगा और लॉन्ग टर्म में था नहीं, तो मैंने फिर इसको सेल आउट कर दिया था लॉस के अंदर ही। एंड लास्ट फौजी सीमेंट, जिसके अंदर मुझे अराउंड 0.2% का लॉस हुआ था 150 रुपीज़ का। क्योंकि मैंने एक रॉन्ग ट्रेड जो थी वो ले ली थी, मुझे ऐसा फील हुआ, क्योंकि इसका कोई प्रॉपर चार्ट नहीं बन रहा था, अगर आप देख सकते हैं। तो मैंने इसको फ़ौरन ही सेल आउट कर दिया था इन डे। थैंक यू।
जी अच्छा इज़ान, मेरा एक सवाल ये है कि ये जैसे भी आपकी माशाल्लाह 3rd प्रेजेंटेशन है और आई थिंक कुमैल और आई थिंक फैज़ान ने जैसे प्रेजेंट किया, तो उसके अंदर ये आई नोटिस्ड के 3-4 स्टॉक्स जो हैं वो कॉमन प्रेजेंट हो रहे हैं। तो ये कोई कलेक्टिव विजडम आप लोग इसमें चला रहे थे, या ये कोई इंडिविजुअल एनालिसिस था कि वाई यू ऑल एंडेड अप सेलेक्टिंग जस्ट दोज 3 or 4 स्टॉक्स?
नो इंडिविजुअल था। अगर आप ओवरऑल परफॉर्मेंस देखें हमारी, तो हमारे तीनों के ग्राफ में जो हमारा पोर्टफोलियो है ओवरऑल, उसके अंदर काफ़ी डिफरेंस था। अगर हम तीनों ही साथ बैठ के कर रहे होते तो हमारे तीनों के 4 लाख के प्रॉफिट होते हैं। लेकिन मेरा और जैसे मेरा 4 लाख का है, कुमैल का 1,50,000 का है और फैज़ान का 1,25,000 का है। तो इससे अंदाज़ा होता है कि हमने साथ बैठ के तो ट्रेडिंग नहीं करी। ये हो सकता है क्योंकि अब आप जैसे यूसुफ की अगर बात करें हम, तो यूसुफ एक वाहिद ऐसा टेक्सटाइल वीविंग का स्टॉक है जो PSX 100 इंडेक्स के अंदर, इसके अलावा कोई भी इंडेक्स नहीं है। तो और बैंक ऑफ पंजाब बाकी सब ने अपनी अपनी रिसर्चेस की हुई होती हैं।
Can you go back into the sector focus slide?
Yes.
जो आपकी वो सेक्टर की है उसमें, कैन यू गो टू दैट स्लाइड प्लीज? So you mentioned that you had a focus on these sectors. Can you explain or elaborate a little bit on what Why were you picking those sectors and not something like oil and gas, perhaps?
मैम मैंने ऑयल एंड गैस में भी इन्वेस्टमेंट करी है बट वो मेरे टॉप 5 स्टॉक्स में नहीं आए. मैंने OGDC के
These were your
अंदर
sectors of focus, so why these were your focus
मैंने
points?
जो यहाँ पे टॉप 5 स्टॉक्स ये इसलिए यहाँ पे लिखे हैं क्योंकि इनमें से पावर सेक्टर का जो स्टॉक है उसने मुझे मेजर लॉस दिया एंड अनदर 4 जो सेक्टर थे उन्होंने मेजर प्रॉफिट्स मुझे दिए हैं, जिसकी वजह से मैंने इन्हीं 5 सेक्टर्स को यहाँ आइडेंटिफाई किया. इसके अलावा मैंने ऑयल सेक्टर के अंदर भी, फार्मा के अंदर भी इन्वेस्ट किया, फर्टिलाइजर के अंदर भी इन्वेस्ट किया है, बट वो मेरे टॉप 5 के अंदर नहीं आए तो मैंने फिर नहीं इसको रिटर्न किया.
Okay, Izan, if you go to your next slide, you have mentioned you have used SR flip trade strategy.
Yes.
Can you please explain it and how you have used in your portfolio construction?
SR फ्लिप ट्रेड मैम जब मैं इस टेक्निकल ड्रॉ कर रहा था तो मैंने जैसे मैं आपको यूँ बताऊँ, जैसे मैंने सिनर्जी के अंदर ये ट्रेड यूज़ करी है, क्योंकि अगर आप सिनर्जी को देखें तो सिनर्जी एक बेरिश पॉइंट बना रहा था, तो मैंने यहाँ पे अगर देखा जाए तो ये इससे भी नीचे जा सकता था, बट मैंने जब इसकी न्यूज़ रीड करी थी तो मैंने फिर इससे अंदाज़ा लगाया कि ये इसकी सपोर्ट इससे ज़्यादा ये डिक्रीज़ नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि ऑल दो चार्ट ये कह रहा था जब मैं टेक्निकल कर रहा था तो इसकी सपोर्ट जो थी वो नीचे ही थी, बट मैंने इसको फिर बाय कर लिया था. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, Izhan. I would like to request our judges to please announce the name of fourth presenter for the day. Rikhan Mohammed.
Hello and good evening to everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Respected judges, respected guests, my name is Khan Mohammed and today I am here to present my performance in Zebis Trading League 2.0. So these are the contents of my presentation. अच्छा ठीक है प्रोजेक्ट की तरफ ठीक है. So these are the contents of my presentation. I will discuss. So my top 5 gainer stocks. So my top 5 gainer stocks were Lucky Cement, Faisal Bank Limited, Maple Leaf Factory Limited, UBL, and International Industries Limited. So before jumping to the indicators and graphs and strategies, let's see some events. This is an information uploaded by AKD Securities, which shows the information about Pakistan cement offtakes. So this is an information of exports, which shows that exports increased of Pakistan, and they totaled 3.4 million tons in sales in March 2024. So it was a positive sign for cement industry. So this is another information regarding Faisal Bank, which reported over 103% profit growth in the first quarter of 2024, which increased to 6.5 billion as compared to last quarter, which was 3.2 billion. This is an event of monetary policy dated 30 April 2024, where State Bank has kept the interest rate at 22%. It was expected that interest rates will come down, but it was a positive sign for all banking sector that interest rate was kept same. So this was the return distribution compared to total return. My first gainer was Lucky Cement, which provided me a gain of 94,710. Return as a percentage is 61.8%. Moreover, Faisal Bank, which provided me a gain of 24,400. Then MLCF, then UBL. I would add 1 point to that UBL also performed very well. It generated the highest profit ever, which was 56.47 billion in the year 2023. So this is a graph of Lucky Cement, where you can see I have used candlesticks as tool and Bollinger Bands as an indicator. So this is a pullback setup where you have to identify what is the trend of the market. So as you can see, this is a sideway market. Prices are moving within the upper and the lower band, and the Bollinger Bands have 3 bands. Upper band provides the resistance, and middle band provides the moving average, and the lower band provides the support to the prices. And before the first arrow you see, these are the prices moving between the upper and the middle band, which shows that it is a pullback setup, and prices, if they usually pull back to the middle average, which means it is a pullback setup. So if you can see the first arrow, the prices are pulling back to the middle band, and this is the time, it is an indicator, it is a high probability that prices will go up. So I have bought it 826 per share, and you can see the prices have gone up to 869 per share. And this is the time where I've sold the shares for 43,000 rupees. Next we have Faisal Bank, where I have identified breakout setup. As you can see, the prices are moving within the upper and the lower band, and an indicator is a green solid candle before transition takes place. So a green solid candle I have circled is an indicator that prices will break out, and this is the, as you know, on 22 April, the league started, and prices are already high. So I decided to wait and for the prices to come down. So the first arrow you see, it is an inverted hammer candlestick, where you can see it is indicating that buyers have become active and they are pushing the prices up. So I have bought it at 41.4 per share, and you can see the prices going up, and sold it near resistance, which is 43.21. So this is a graph of MLCA where I've used the same strategy. You can see the pullback setup, prices pulling back to the middle average and then going up. So I have used the same strategy of pullbacks, bought it at 39.85 and then selling at 40.8 and gaining of 9,500. So my top 5 loss-making stocks were Agro Fertilizer, ATRL, FFC, OGDC, and PPL. So reasons of losses were that if I take EFORT and FFC together, so FFC and EFORT, due to hike in the price of urea, the component in fertilizer, the prices increased, so there was a decline in share prices in EFORT and FFC. Moreover, if we talk about ATRL, they closed their main crude oil distillation unit, which produced 32,400 barrels a day. So this was a setback for ATRL, and the prices were affected. Moreover, OGDC was a great company, but they had reported decline in their earnings. Moreover, they had a high operating cost like salaries and much more. So this was the reasons why they were making losses. So my plan of action or loss was that I diversified my portfolio, not putting my all eggs in one basket. I held the stocks until they showed a positive trend and implementing a scalping strategy. So the sectors of focus were cement and banking. Cement, because you enter the fundamental material in the construction sector. Lucky, as you know, it is a prominent player in cement industry in Pakistan, and it experiences, cement as the overall experiences a steady demand due to ongoing projects. And banking itself is a backbone of financial services, and the event I showed you, regarding interest rates were kept same, so it was focused too. So it was this is the net worth in graph at the end of the league. I gained 68,503 rupees at the end, and my final rank was 8. The wins were 13, but losses were 14, but my risk to reward ratio was 7.51x. So this was a favorable situation for me. So these are my total gainers positions. These are my loser positions overall. So to conclude, participating in the Zebis Trading League was an amazing experience. So thank you.
So can you explain a little bit more about when you picked cement as your focus sector? What would have been the impact of monetary policy being having no cut in the discount rate? What do you think had been the impact?
मिस अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ते तो वो अफेक्ट आता है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जो सीमेंट है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनीज पे फ़र्क आता है पर एज दे वर केप्ट सेम तो मुझे लग रहा है वो फेवरेबल सिचुएशन थी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनीज की थी जो सीमेंट और
Why would you say that it would be a favorable
मिस
situation?
फाइनेंस कॉस्ट होती है बोरो वगैरह करते हैं उसकी फाइनेंस कॉस्ट बढ़ती है इंटरेस्ट रेट से तो अगर वो सेम रखी जाती है तो आई थिंक दैट दिस विल बी a favorable situation for cement industry.
And within the cement sector, when you went to pick up stocks, what was the selection criteria?
First the news, and then MLC also reported 38% growth, I think, if I'm mistaken. Lucky Cement also reported a profit, and their EPS was very good. So also आपको पता है रियल एस्टेट कितनी डिमांड है और मतलब लकी सीमेंट परफॉर्मिंग है तो मतलब इन मतलब इंडिकेटर्स को देखते हुए आई थिंक सीमेंट वाज परफॉर्मिंग वेरी वेल स्टेट डिमांड भी है उसकी तो दैट्स व्हाई
You have selected only one company from cement sector?
टू MLCF लकी एंड OGDC भी था पर वो टॉप 5 में नहीं है
Okay, for cement, why you have not
So,
selected another companies like DG Khan Cement?
वो भी है OGDC आई एम मिस्टेकन DG खान भी था पर वो टॉप 5 में नहीं है
And you have not selected any company from technology sector?
नो
Why?
मेरा सेक्टर मतलब फोकस था कि मतलब सीमेंट एंड बैंकिंग
Okay. Did you look at the EPS and price to earning ratios of the companies?
yes.
So, which company you found that this company is very strong in its fundamentals?
फंडामेंटल्स को देखा जाए लकी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लकी और फिर आपका जो टॉप 5 में थे उसमें आपका फैसल बैंक भी अच्छा था उसका कोरिलेट में करूंगा अगर तो उनका प्रॉफिट भी अच्छा था मैंने बताया थे 103% ग्रोथ आई थी उनकी तो मतलब ये जो फैक्टर्स थे वो कोरिलेट कर रहे थे दैट्स व्हाई आई इन्वेस्टेड
Thank you.
Sir Mohammed, just two observations. I think at one point in your presentation you mentioned about cement exports,
Yes.
where the number was showing up really well, right? So did you explore or did you study or did you get a chance to sort of delve more into the details, as they say sometimes that the devil is always in the details. So when they say that the exports were higher in case of cements, so did you sort of get into more details why cement companies were ended up doing more exports rather than doing local sales? One, and two, what are the margins when you export cements? So do they earn more when they export, or do they earn like the earnings are relatively better when they are doing local sales? That is point one. Secondly, you mentioned somewhere that the OGDC I think you sold and the earnings came down. So as far as I could recall, OGDC has been giving fairly decent earnings growth. So which earnings were you basically referring to? Because the latest earnings were up basically.
क्वार्टर 2 around 24
Okay.
क्वार्टर 2 around 24 उनका जो है ना मतलब EPS भी 15 से 11 आया है और ग्रॉस मार्जिन नेट मार्जिन उसमें भी कमी आई है तो वो उनके कंपनी के जो था पेज में वो पूरा अवेलेबल था मैंने उसको ही देख के आपको बताया
Thank you, Khan Mohammed. We are just left with 3 more presentations. I would like our judges to announce the name of 4th presenter for the day.
So as an honorary judge, Mohsen Raza.
Mohsen Raza, can we please have you on stage?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Mohsen Raza and I am currently enrolled in BSCF Accounting and Finance and I'm from second semester. Firstly, I want to thank all the organizers and most importantly, Investors Lounge for giving us this opportunity and this platform for checking our skills and gaining experience. Firstly, the stock which I invested in the most were the Nishat, DGKC, Unity Foods, Synergy, Bank of Punjab, Lucky Cement, Mizan Bank, Faisal Bank, Maple Leaf, and Galaxo. The most gainers were, as you are already seeing the presentations, but you will be surprised from me that from where I got the most gains. Firstly, the Unity Foods. I got the most amount of gain from this sector as when I was from the starting 3-4 दिन में जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया था तब स्टार्टिंग के 2-3 दिन में मुझे बहुत लॉस हुआ था. तो फिर जब मैं रिसर्च कर रहा था इन्वेस्टर्स लाउंज की वेबसाइट पे ही उनके अंदर उनके उसमें ग्राफ्स चेक कर रहा था, तो मैंने जब यूनिटी फूड्स का चेक किया तो मुझे ये रियलाइज़ हुआ कि अगर मैं ज़्यादा रुपीस के ऊपर अगर मैं जाऊंगा तो मुझे ज़्यादा इतना फ़ायदा नहीं होगा इन्वेस्ट करने पे. तो मैंने जब देखा तो यूनिटी फूड मुझे उस वक्त 24 पॉइंट समथिंग कुछ उसमें मिल रहा था. तो मैंने जब उनका ग्राफ देखा और उनका मेजर एवरेज किया तो मुझे पता चला उनका एवरेज 22 पे चल रहा था और उनका जो लीस्ट गया था वो 17 पे था. और तो एवरेज को देखते हुए मैंने जब उनका ग्राफ देखा तो मुझे पता चला कि ये हिट कर रहा है और करेगा भी. तो मैंने इसका 25.1 पे मैंने इसके अराउंड 39,500 स्टॉक्स खरीदे. टोटल वो 9,91,000 समथिंग बन रहे थे. और फिर विद इन अ फ्यू डेज मुझे उसके अंदर अराउंड 40,000 का प्रॉफिट हुआ जब वो 26.13 पे चला गया. मैंने इसके अंदर डे टू डे ट्रेडिंग नहीं की, इंट्रा ट्रेडिंग नहीं की, स्कैल्पिंग नहीं की. मैंने इसके अंदर टोटली मैं पूरे इस इवेंट में पूरे इस मंथ में मैं सिर्फ ये देख रहा था कि मुझे जिसमें सबसे ज़्यादा फ़ायदा मिल जाए, भले चाहे वो 2 दिन हो या 3 दिन लग जाए, बट आई वॉज इन्वेस्टिंग ऑल ऑफ माई मनी इन दैट. सेकेंडली, सिनर्जी ऑयल रिफाइनरी. जब मैंने यूनिटी पे किया था तो उसके बाद फिर मैंने रियलाइज़ किया कि मैं यूनिटी से भी ज़्यादा किसी और पे इन्वेस्ट अगर मैं करूँगा जिसका प्राइस अगर कम होगा और उसके अंदर मैं अगर ज़्यादा स्टॉक्स डालूँगा तो मुझे ज़्यादा फ़ायदा होगा. तो मैंने एक टेस्ट के लिए जब ये इसके अंदर थोड़ा अपने स्टॉक्स डाले थे तो मुझे पता चला था कि अगर 0.01% भी अगर मुझे इसके अंदर फ़ायदा हो रहा है तो मुझे अगर उसका 0.01% भी अगर उसका रेट बढ़ रहा है तो मुझे अराउंड 2400 उसका फ़ायदा हो रहा है. तो उसका जब मैंने ग्राफ देखा तो ग्राफ देखने के बाद मैंने इसका रियलाइज़ किया था कि ये खुद भी अभी एवरेज पे और ये अगर थोड़ा सा भी हिट करेगा तो मुझे प्रॉफिट होगा. तो मैंने अपना 2,26,000 स्टॉक्स सिनर्जी के अंदर मैंने 4.41 पे परचेज़ किए थे और फिर जब 4.75 पे आया तब मैंने इसको सेल कर दिया था और इसी वजह से मुझे 36,220 रुपीज़ का इस पर फ़ायदा हुआ था. थर्डली, बैंक ऑफ पंजाब. जो स्ट्रेटजी मैंने सिनर्जी पे अप्लाई की थी वो मैंने इसी पे की थी कि मैं कम रुपीज़ वाले में ज़्यादा स्टॉक इन्वेस्ट करूँगा. मैं 70-30 के रेशो से नहीं कर रहा था, मैं ऑलरेडी 90+ के रेशो से कर रहा था कि मैं ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इस पर स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट कर दूंगा, क्योंकि मेरा एम ये था कि जिस पे भी मैं स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ मुझे उसका 4 to 5% प्रॉफिट उसके अंदर चाहिए. और मैंने स्टॉप लॉस के उसके 1% स्टॉप लॉस लगाया हुआ था. तो इनफैक्ट मुझे इन सब में इतना ही फ़ायदा हुआ. यूनिटी में मुझे ऑलमोस्ट 4.2% का फ़ायदा हुआ था. सिनर्जी में मुझे 3 पॉइंट समथिंग का फ़ायदा हुआ था और अनफॉर्चुनेटली बैंक ऑफ पंजाब में मुझे फ़ायदा हुआ बट ज़्यादा नहीं था, 1.9 समथिंग कुछ था. इसी वजह से और ये बैंक ऑफ पंजाब मैंने लास्ट डेज में किया था. थर्डली, और जो मेजर्स में मेरे पास ऑलरेडी मैंने आपको बताया था 5 थे, बट मेजर मेरे पास जो मोस्ट गेनिंग थे वो 3 थे. बाकी उसके बाद भी मुझे इन्वेस्ट में जब मैंने किया था स्टार्टिंग में तो मुझे लकी में हुआ था, DGKC में हुआ था, बट इतना ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट नहीं हुआ था क्योंकि आपको पता है जैसे ही बंदा स्टार्ट करता है तो आहिस्ते आहिस्ते उसको लर्न करता है और एक्सपीरियंस हासिल करता है. तो उसी हिसाब से ये जो मैंने खरीदे थे इन पर जो मुझे फ़ायदा हुआ था वो स्टार्टिंग में हुआ था. लकी में 4,000 अराउंड 500 का फ़ायदा हुआ था, मुझे DGKC में 2,500 का फ़ायदा हुआ था. लकी में फिर मैंने ज़्यादा इन्वेस्ट इसलिए नहीं किया क्योंकि इसकी प्राइस बहुत हाई थी और मैं ये सोच रहा था कि अगर मैं ज़्यादा प्राइस पे इसको खरीदूंगा तो मुझे इतना ज़्यादा फ़ायदा नहीं होगा. इसीलिए फिर मैंने इन दोनों पे ज़्यादा फोकस नहीं किया, उन सेक्टर्स पे फोकस किया कि जिनकी प्राइस बहुत कम थी. अबाउट लॉस, मुझे लॉस मीज़ान ने दिया है, फैसल बैंक, मेपल लीफ, ग्लैक्सो, बैंक ऑफ पंजाब। मोस्टली मुझे लॉस इनमें इतना ज़्यादा नहीं हुआ है, मैंने ट्रेडिंग की है बट मुझे मोस्टली में प्रॉफिट ही हुआ है, लॉस मुझे बहुत फ्यू में हुआ है। मीज़ान में मुझे आप चेक कर सकते हैं सिर्फ 500 का हुआ है, फैसल बैंक में 100 का हुआ है, मेपल और गैलेक्सो में मुझे 1800 और 1300 का लॉस हुआ है, बट द मेजर लॉस वाज बैंक ऑफ पंजाब। इसमें आप देख सकते हैं कि मैंने आपको पहले बताया था मुझे बैंक ऑफ पंजाब में फ़ायदा भी हुआ था, जिस फ़ायदे की वजह से मैं थोड़ा ग्रीडी हो गया था और फिर मैंने वापस से इसके अंदर इन्वेस्ट किया था क्योंकि मैंने देखा था इसकी प्राइस हाई हो रहे हैं। तो जब मैंने इस पर इन्वेस्ट किया और फिर क्लोजिंग के वक्त मैंने बोला अब ज़्यादा इसको लॉस पे बेयर नहीं कर सकते, तो मैंने फिर इस पर सेल कर दिया था और मुझे अराउंड इस पर 6300 का मुझे लॉस हुआ था। तो ओवरऑल मेरा प्रॉफिट 1,81,000 का था। थैंक यू।
अच्छा मोहसिन, सिंपल से क्वेश्चन है कि ये इस पे आप वजाहत कर दें कि ये जो आपने सिलेक्शन की है स्टॉक्स की, उसकी क्या व्हाट वाज द रीजनिंग, व्हाट वाज द थिंकिंग बिहाइंड व्हाई यू सिलेक्टेड यूनिटी एंड यू नो द रेस्ट ऑफ द स्टॉक्स?
फर्स्टली मैंने जो सेलेक्ट किया था मैंने इस बेस पे किया था, मेरा पहला टारगेट तो ये था कि अगर मुझे कम प्राइस में मिल जाए, पहला तो मेरा टारगेट ये था। दूसरी बात, जब मैंने इन सब के ग्राफ्स देखे और इन सब का डे टू डे का मैंने चेक किया तो मुझे ऐसा इसमें ये देखने मिला था कि दे आर नॉट गोइंग डाउन। ऊपर भी अगर आ रहा है तो रोज़ के बेसिस पे 0.5 भी अगर आ रहा है तो मेरे लिए फ़ायदा है। तो मुझे यही देख रहा था कि मैंने जब मेजर एवरेज किया था इन सब का तो मुझे सिर्फ यही पता चल रहा था कि ये अब लॉस में जा नहीं रहा, और अगर जा भी रहा है तो पॉइंट अगर 0.1 भी जा रहा है, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर डे के स्टार्ट में 2.25.1 है और अगर डे के एंड में अगर 25.2 भी जाके और बीच में अगर थोड़ा सा भी लॉस हो जाए तो उससे इतना ज़्यादा मुझे इफ़ेक्ट नहीं करेगा। तो इस वजह से मैंने इन पर इन्वेस्ट किया था।
One small comment, like in your analysis, I've noticed that you kept on talking about के stock की performance क्या थी या price movement क्या थी. Were you looking outside of it as well, like to the economics, the news, the sectors, fundamentals, or research reports?
For the first time, I was doing this for the first time, so I didn't do outside of that. मैंने सिर्फ इन पे ही फोकस किया था, मैंने ग्राफ्स पे ही फोकस किया था, मैंने आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड पे फोकस नहीं किया था कि हमारे किस पे क्या इफेक्ट पड़ रहा है, इकनॉमी पे क्या पड़ रहा है। मुझे थोड़ा बहुत न्यूज़ मैं कलेक्ट कर रहा था, बट माय मेजर फोकस वाज ऑन द ग्राफ्स एंड द डे टू डे ट्रेडिंग।
Mohsin, can you please tell me what is the rationale behind choosing a specific sector?
Specific sector, firstly, Unity, Bank of Punjab, Synergy. I chose Synergy because oil, petroleum, because the performance, there were news, as I told you, this was my first time, but मैं जब न्यूज़ भी सुन रहा था तो मुझे एक आइडिया हो रहा था कि शायद इसका रेट बढ़ेगा, तो इस वजह से मैंने सिनर्जी में किया। और यूनिटी फूड्स में तो इसलिए किया था क्योंकि यूनिटी फूड्स की जो परफॉर्मेंस थी वो थ्रू आउट इतनी स्मूथ थी कि मैं उसमें और भी इन्वेस्ट कर सकता था, तो इस वजह से मैंने इसमें किया था।
अच्छा, एंड व्हिच इन्वेस्टमेंट स्ट्रेटजी यू हैव यूज्ड?
लॉन्ग टर्म आई डिडंट यूज दैट मच ऑफ स्ट्रेटजी, मैंने सिर्फ इसके अंदर ये यूज़ किया था कि मैं डे टू डे ट्रेडिंग नहीं करूँगा, स्कैल्पिंग नहीं करूँगा, बस मैं ये करूँगा कि जैसे ही मुझे प्रॉफिट इसके अंदर जो टारगेट था 3 to 4%, अगर वो रीच हो रहा है या अगर उससे मिनिमम भी हो रहा है और उसके बाद अगर लॉस जा रहा है तो मैं सेल कर दूँ। तो बस मेरा स्ट्रेटजी यही थी।
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।
Thank you, Mohsin Raza. Judges, can you please have the name of 6th presenter for the day? Mohid Abbasi.
Hello guys. Welcome to my presentation. I'm actually proud to be standing here before you as the fifth place in the Zebis Trading League journey. This presentation is about my journey, and just to explain how I was able to achieve this achieve these returns on the investment. Let me provide you with the context of dynamics of the Pakistan Stock Exchange. Before I really dive into the dynamics of the stock exchange, I would like to share that I understand that many of you might know that many of you might already know this information, but this slide is actually important for those people that actually don't have any experience prior to the stock exchange. The Pakistan Stock Exchange plays a vital role. It plays a fostering role in capital formation as it channels domestic savings and leads domestic savings and foreign capital to offer coffers to the country, which leads to creation of new industries and innovation of technology that enables a thriving economic environment. Pakistan Stock Exchange was from 2012 to 2017, Pakistan Stock Exchange has actually gotten a compound rate of 26%. If we compare it with the average benchmark rate, it's actually average benchmark rate, which was approximately 8%. It consists of 11 varieties of different indices. So actually these indices are actually KSE 100, KSE 30, and other indices just as KMI 30 and All Share Index, which actually reflect the dynamism of the stock market. These were actually the 5 stars of my portfolio, and the top gainers that consistency delivered an impressive returns and added significant value to my investment, with the top gainers being Pearl, Park Electron, CERL, followed by Maple Leaf, SNGP, and NRL. So actually these, I use multiple strategies in order to make my portfolio remain profitable. The main purpose was to seek listed companies that had competent management by integrating those skills with a strong fundamental of the company, which facilitated better expansion for the future growth of the company. I used a rationalized approach, and this was considered while selecting the stock, where I compared market-based returns with these stocks. In fact, I looked for companies that were actually previously speculated in order to get a better price action. As a trader, I believe that every person has emotions, and these emotions change over time when a person is actually trading. So these emotions change every second. So I myself, in order to know the fear and the greed in the market, I actually added myself into multiple WhatsApp groups, due to which I got to know the sentiment of the market. When it feels too risky to dive in the market, it's actually the real time to dive inside the market. While trading is not a piece of cake, people usually look for price actions, but we don't see that these price actions could be manipulated because of lower volumes and lower liquidity. So I was actually looking for those stocks that had high volumes and sufficient liquidity so that I could cash out in an instant. With profit comes loss, and everything with profit comes cost, and it's actually understandable. Like other traders, I also experienced losses, but I employed strategies to mitigate my risk. I incurred the highest loss in Fauji Cement, which was approximately 24,000 rupees, followed by PPL. In order to mitigate my risk, I used stop loss. I used stop loss in order to mitigate my risk, which was meant for every order, that enabled me to cut my losses short and not have any emotions while I was trading. Nevertheless, I reviewed my investment based on the market sentiment, where negative news could actually become panic for those people, those small investors, which actually led the market to led the market to come into correction. However, after using these both strategies, I realized that adjusting to the market conditions, where I would actually switch my portfolio to other sectors and expect a healthy return. So this is actually previously I mentioned the multiple strategies that I used. These are actually the core strategies I used to analyze any stock before I get into any trade. So these both are, one of them is fundamental investing and the other one is stop loss. So before I start, what really matters to me is that the willingness of the management to adopt changes with respect to ever-changing business environment and my main strategy was to check for companies' fundamentals and to check for fundamentals of the company and compare 5 years of financial statements, which actually depicts the picture of how the future outlook of the company looks like. Another strategy to mitigate my risk is where I believe that playing with stocks isn't a joke, and I have seen many people lose money due to their emotions. Keeping these emotions aside differentiates a trader. I use a strict stop loss strategy for certain percentage that I could easily recover under better circumstances. It's quite understandable that changing market behavior is inevitable, but when you compare it with cost averaging method, it's actually the same, where a person purchases a stock and has emotions attached to it, due to which he is unable to sell the stock. Let me get forward. The last slide, so there were approximately 37 sectors. These are actually few sectors that I recognize, which I traded in: pharmaceuticals, oil and gas, cement, technology, and steel sector. Based on my sector market-based research, I saw that Searle was actually selling its international subsidiary, which would lead in increased profitability. A minor correction in oil prices meant that the margins in refineries for this quarter would increase. Therefore, they will also go for a better profitability for this quarter. Pakistan Stock Exchange actually announces tech contracts that had been acquired by tech companies such as TRG, Avian, which also showed that these companies are progressing further. Towards the end, I would like to thank you all and quote that in trading, as in life, it's not about the right and wrong, but it's about profitable decisions with discipline and consistency. Thank you.
Mohit, any thoughts on why you selected Park Electron, which was your, top stock which gave you the most return?
Yes. So actually, according to the market sentiment, we saw that there was increase in volumes, first of all. Second of all, we also saw that Park Electron was very undervalued. If we see it as a fundamental stock, it's quite undervalued. That's why I chose Park Electron.
And how did you ended up arriving at this decision that it was undervalued?
So actually, I came up with this decision because when we see that the market expects Park Electron to go for an upside, we don't expect, so the stock market is not actually being the real value, it's actually what people expect from the certain stock. That's why I thought that when people are going to see that the inflation is decreasing, the spending habits would eventually further be increased as in date. So I thought that Park Electrons is a better option.
You mentioned you joined some WhatsApp groups. What kind of groups were they, and what were your learnings from those WhatsApp group? Any top highlights that you would like to mention?
Yes, I would like to mention that these WhatsApp groups actually showed the sentiment of the market, and the top highlights were that people used to discuss that they thought that they're going to lose so much money on it, but the fact the market was closed and people people showed that people feared okay, the market has gone so the market has pumped so much that they're going to they feared that they are going to lose money. So that actually showed that in a certain period, I could have shorted many stocks over there because I saw people fearing and they were actually selling at a lower price. So I thought that why not short those stocks rather than purchase those stocks.
Okay, Mohit. What type of technical analysis did you use?
So actually, I didn't use technical analysis because when we see that we are in a bullish run, right? Technical analysis is only for, I feel like, in my opinion, I thought that technical analysis is for those markets where I was not investing in any blue chip stocks. I was investing in stocks that were fundamentally all right, and they were fundamentally good. So actually, I thought that it's not necessary. When the market is bullish, everything increases with the market, and there's always correction on this side.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mohit Abbasi. Now I would like to call the last presenter for the day, Ayan Sheikh.
Hello everyone, my name is Hello everyone, my name is Ayan Sheikh and I'm from BSAF 6C. Today I'm going to tell about my journey in Zebest Trading League 2.0, which is organized by Zebest and JS Investment being the sponsor and Investor Lounge being the partner. Moving forward, the overall investment strategy comprises of three things, which is first is fundamental analysis, second is technical analysis, and third was trends and indicators. The overall portfolio performance reached to 1,081,922 and the lowest net worth of 9,099,498. This is my basically I have total positions of 15, from which 8 were wins, 7 were losses, with a risk to reward ratio of 18.66 times and a win percentage of 53.33%, with a total trades of 103. Yeah. The top gainers of my portfolio were Abbott Laboratories, Atak Petroleum, Hainoon Laboratories, Lucky Core Industry and Bestway Cement Limited, with the highest profit of 72,651 in Abbott Laboratory and a least profit of 1,016 in BWCL. So basically in Abbott I used a strategy of support and resistance and flag pattern strategy, which was, as you can see, the support line is at 526 and the resistance at 600, and the trend was moving sideways due to unstable market. As there was an uptrend from 29 March, hence I was more confident in buying the stock. There was also a breakout of bullish flag pattern at price 600. The total profit I gained from Abbott was of 72,651 with a return distribution to overall return of 648%. And an average buy price of 593.29 and average sell price of 601.87 with a total quantity of 8,470. Moving forward, APL is based upon RSI, a relative strength strategy, bought on 22 April and at that time RSI was not on overbought region. As you can see, this is the overbought region. Therefore, I was more confident in buying the stock. However, due to fluctuation and probability of stock going down so I sold on 23rd April. As expected, the prices went down and I again bought the stock in oversold region. The overall profit I gained from APL was of 36,000 with a return distribution to total return of 24% and an average buy price of 384.33 and an average sell price of 391.17 with a total quantity of 5,423. Moving forward, and third top gainer was Hainoon Laboratories. It was based on MACD, moving average conversion diversion strategy. The strategy of intersection, where if the blue line intersect the orange line from bottom, I will buy and vice versa. The average buy price was 591.69 with an average sell price of 595, where I gained a profit of 21,527 and a total return distribution to total return of 14%. Fourth gainer was LCI Lucky Core Industry, which is where I use the strategy of exponential moving average strategy. If the candles are above blue line, the current stock price is above average price and vice versa. Where blue line is representing the average stock price, I use the strategy of EMA in 9 days average. So average price remained between the candles. So basically, I didn't gain as much profit. However, I've used the scalping strategy as the price was in between the candles. So which means buying at support and selling at resistance. And I used a 5 to 15 minutes scalping framework. The average buy price was of 812 and average sell price of 819. With an overall profit of 19,595. Next is BWCL, which is based on Bollinger Bands indicator strategy. As here, if the average price shown by the candles break the upper band, it is called overbought condition. Overbought where actual price of stock is greater than intrinsic and a reversal to downside is possible, and vice versa. And a total profit of 1,068. And a return distribution to total return of only 1%. The rationale behind choosing these top 5 gainers were, first is scalping at a 5 to 15 minute framework as the stocks were having the tendency to change in price quickly. Second was news and announcements. Third was understanding the past trends of the market. And fourth was high risk, high return, and vice versa. These were my top loss making stocks. First was Lucky Cement, second was Habib Sugar, third was for FCCL, and fourth was PTC, and the fifth was DG Khan, with the most loss of 6,680 in Lucky Cement and the least loss of DG Khan Cement of rupees 80. The plan for action was use of more indicators, diversify into more sectors, keep the stock until the cost is covered, and adding a stop loss, and hold until the cost is recovered. And also, I have done the scalping strategy where I set a target price. The sector for our focus was pharmaceutical sector, as there was an article published in Express Tribune on 5th of April that the lifting of a stay order by court against deregulation of maximum prices for pharma industry. Hence, investor growing in pharma industry increased the bullish activity, and also pharma are the key participants of the market. However, there was always a continuous risk as the prices were very high. To conclude, I am honored to be here as one of the top performers in the league. It's been an incredible experience filled with challenges and strategic decision making. Thank you. मैम सबसे ज़्यादा जो मेरा सबसे ज़्यादा वो था प्रॉफिट मेकिंग स्टॉक था, वो आपका बेसिकली एबर्ट था, जिसमें मैंने 72,000 का ऑलमोस्ट प्रॉफिट किया था, सही है. और सेकंड आपका लकी, सेकंड आपका APL था, अटक पेट्रोलियम. in EBIT. Total around 370 shares. But जो shares थे वो ऐसा नहीं था कि एक साथ ही खरीद लिए, सही अलग अलग टाइम पे खरीदे थे और अलग अलग उस पर किया था, स्कैल्पिंग करी थी बेसिकली, होल्ड किया था और फिर जब लग रहा था कि ट्रेंड के हिसाब से तो उस वक्त मैंने सेल किया था.
Ayan, what was the rationale behind selecting pharmaceutical sector?
बस फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनीज का ये था कि उसके डीरेगुलेशन ना, जो डीरेगुलेशन ऑन मैक्सिमम प्राइसेस ना, वो आपकी हट गई थी, स्टे ऑर्डर उसके ऊपर से लिफ्ट हो गया था, सही है. और एक और ये चीज़ कि नॉन एसेंशियल मेडिसिन थी जिसके अंदर आपका जो एबेट और हाइनून है, ये दोनों कंपनीज की 50% ऑफ द प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी जो होती है वो आपका इसी से होती है, आपकी नॉन एसेंशियल मेडिसिन से होती है. तो इससे लिफ्ट हट गया था जिसकी वजह से इनकी काफ़ी ज़्यादा प्राइसेस ऊपर गई थी और फार्मास्यूटिकल एक मेरे लिए एक अच्छा काफ़ी प्रॉफिटेबल था.
Thank you.
थैंक यू.
Thank you, Ayan Sheikh. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Sumaira Shakil, faculty member and cluster head economics, accounting and finance for closing remarks.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. On behalf of the Faculty of Management Sciences, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the management of JS Investments for sponsoring our event, Zabis Trading League 2.0, and to the Investor Lounge for providing us with a virtual trading platform. Zabis Trading League 2.0 has been an incredible experiential learning experience for our students as they delved into the insights learned through the technical indicators and charts and along with the fundamentals and the macroeconomic indicators. I would also like to thank our external and internal evaluators, Ms. Ifat Mankani, Mr. Hussain Haider, Mr. Senan, and Dr. Rifat Mughal for evaluating our students' projects. I'm very sure that your criticism and your thoughtful questions have added value to our students' knowledge. I would also like to thank Ms. Tazeen Imran, our program manager, and Dr. Rifat Mughal for supporting this activity for our BA SAFE students. And we will look forward to such activities to bridge the industry-academia gap in the future as well. And your commitment towards this is highly appreciated. Thank you so much.
Now, meanwhile the results are being compiled, I would like to request Ms. Ifat Zahra, CEO, JS Investment, to tell a few words about her experience at Zabist and regarding this event, Zabist Trading League.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My fellow judges, esteemed professors, organizers, Investors Lounge, students and participants especially. It's a great privilege to stand before you today at this event and the Zabis Trading League. On behalf of JS Investments, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the participants and especially to the winners that would be announced later on. I believe over the past few weeks, you have gone through an extraordinary display of passion, dedication, and acumen as you navigated the complexities of the Pakistan Stock Exchange market. The way I see it, this trading competition is more than just a set of trading skills. It's more about how we as industry leaders would like to see the future of our financial industry. So by displaying this passion and zeal, I am very confident that the future is bright. I also understand that there might be some challenges. And as a business student myself, I have participated in these competitions. And when I recall and when I come onto these events, I recall the time when I was a student just like you. And I was also learning the dynamics of stock exchange and perhaps the knowledge base, etc. Sometimes you just laugh at yourself that, oh, it was such a basic thing, and perhaps we were not understanding the complexities. But as you go into it and you develop more and more interest, that's the start, and that's you have to take from some point. And I believe some of you might just go into the real world and become just an investor. Some of you might come and work in our organizations and start managing other people's money, or just advise on or recommend some stocks, become an analyst. So there are so many paths to it. Whatever your passion lies, so it's just the beginning. Start to develop a certain segment or what your field or level of interest is, and enhance your skill set. One piece of advice: don't join the WhatsApp group that tells you the sentiments. Try to join WhatsApp group that provide you the research information. It's very important to get the more data expert you become, the more good hold or grasp you have on the day-to-day basis movement of economic data, as well as the other fundamental data, such as the earnings growth rates, the earnings per share, the price to earning multiple. So these kind of fundamental basic information is something, the more strong hold you develop on those by keeping a track of these on the groups or any set of piece of information, that would be more useful. So as I said, as someone like ourselves who are deeply invested in the growth and development of our financial markets, I do understand their complexities and the ability to make informed decisions. But some of you have developed some insights and strategies that you have showcased, and that reflects a profound engagement with the market's dynamics. So this highlights your potential to contribute significantly to our financial markets. In our journey as a company of JS Investments, we have always emphasized the importance of disciplined investment. That's a very cornerstone or philosophy of ours. We've also been placing a very strong emphasis on financial literacy, as well as the youth awareness, because that's where the future lies. And when I say about financial awareness as students, it's a very important for us to develop financial awareness about the investment tools or the analytical tools that the theory teaches and how you could implement in the practical world. Why we do this is because we believe that by fostering such skills and knowledge among the younger generation is crucial for the development of the robust financial ecosystem. Competitions like these will play a pivotal role in the endeavor by providing a practical platform for students to apply their theoretical knowledge and develop a hands-on understanding of stock trading. We've come a long way in our capital markets in Pakistan. So we had very limited trading tools, and now Investors Lounge has developed a platform like this for you. So in our days, I would tell you, we belong to an era where there was literally in those days, even the quarterly statements of companies' earnings were not available. So that was just the beginning. And so although we have a long way to go, I would say, but still, there is a sophisticated landscape that's developing with advanced trading platforms. And just like we have gone through those challenges, as you move into a developed world, you will also see those challenges. But one of the biggest challenges I would talk about is we always hear the word, and you might have heard about it too, that the speculative stocks have, and whilst like Hussein also commented that why was there a collective wisdom, because there is a talk about the speculative stocks. You would say we don't invest in stock market because there's speculation too much. What we, and this actually harms small investors from wealth creation. But also it's important that to acknowledge that there might be some 10% of the markets who is basing their decisions on stock speculation, but there is a skill and expertise of stock pickers who have worked in these markets over the years and have a rapidly expanding information base, who conduct due diligence and take calculated risk. They invest in turnaround stories or change industry dynamics. So in terms of the format of the program, when you, there was a thought that why have you picked certain stocks or why have you gone through certain sectors, so that was very important. Another important point I would like to touch upon is between the balance between active and passive investing style. So although you might have heard about in the world, more of the world is going towards passive investing, there is certainly value in active investing styles. So you need to take a look at those. For example, I would just quote one of our products, JS Momentum Factor ETF. We focus on price appreciation and historical volumes. So we use a quantitative and a fundamental, so it's a combination approach. And this strategy has proven very effective in outperforming the market. It reduces fees and leverage data-driven decision making. So try to learn about the factors, and that's a very important or a growing topic in finance. As I said, I've been part of these trading competitions, especially like one of my alma maters, the University of Toronto, had this trading competition. They started off, and now it's become an international event. So in the start, it was happening at a Canadian level. So inshallah, I hope this also turns into an international event, or at least you students start to get to participate in such. What it does, it fosters a culture of excellence and innovation in the financial markets, and we all look forward to some ideas, bright ideas coming from you students. So I would like to conclude on that to the participants of the trading lead. I commend you for your hard work and ingenuity. Your journey doesn't end here. It's just the beginning of a promising career in finance and investment. Your participation in this competition is a testament to your commitment to learning and growth, setting a strong foundation for your future endeavors. On behalf of JS Investments, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all of you who participated. We are committed to supporting such initiatives that nurture talent and foster innovation in our industry. Together, let's continue to build a stronger, more vibrant financial future for Pakistan. Thank you for all being part of this incredible journey.
Thank you, Ms. Ifat Zahra, for such kind words and shedding light on various important factors. Now, I would like to request you to please sign the checks for distribution.
Please, we need your signature.
Now I would like to request Mr. Senan D'Souza, co-founder Investors Lounge, to tell a few words about his experience at Zabis and regarding this event.
So, yeah, Assalamu alaikum everyone. So I think I've seen a couple of you before as well. So my name is Senan D'Souza. I'm one of the co-founders to a company or a startup called Investors Lounge. What we do is we use content and gamification to train Pakistanis how to be better at investing and money management. So that's small introduction. I was part of the Zabis Trading League 1.0 last time. Very thankful to the management at Zabis for showing the trust in us to do this a second time. Just to keep it short, but how many of you before this had invested in stocks? Perfect, 0. How many of you had heard or understood what the stock market is? So 5%. So जो idea है, वो idea ये था कि देखिए 25 दिन में कोई fund manager तो बनना है ना सरा, ना कोई CEO बन सकता है. It was to give you enough face time with a trading या simulated version of trading ताकि आपको idea होना शुरू हो जाए कि technical analysis क्या है, आप कोई ना वॉरेन बफेट बनेंगे ना कोई और चीज़ 25 दिन में कोई कवर हो सकती है. But that face time is very important. And what was more important was being in front of people who are not going to be as polite when you are going to be on the other side of the table as a potential employee. एक CIO होंगे, एक CEO होंगे. जितने polite ये आज थे, I was surprised. इतना होगी नहीं क्योंकि ठीक ठाक grilling होती है. So just to evolve in your way of thinking, जो expectation भी आपसे stage पे थी, और to some degree you did really well, इसके आप चाहे सही हो या गलत, गलत आप 15 साल बाद भी इस इंडस्ट्री में होंगे while picking a stock, you will make losses. But your way of thinking or your approach has to be clear. So thankfully you've shown progress. It was great seeing that you've made progress even, in the past 25-30 days. छोटा टाइम है, 25 दिन में वैसे भी बड़ी एक्टिवली ट्रेडिंग होती है जो कि इनकरेज वैसे भी नहीं करनी चाहिए. बट 6 महीने स्टूडेंट्स को जो है ना एक गेम में इन्वॉल्व रखना बड़ा ही मुश्किल साबित होता है. बट आई एम थैंकफुल. आई थिंक क्रिकेट कोई यूट्यूब से सीखने वाली चीज़ नहीं है. इट्स अगेन द टाइम यू पुट इन द नेट्स, exactly like how the time that you've invested in front of a platform with the people here, with the grilling that you were given. Partially बहुत कम grilling हुई आप लोगों की. But I hope it was a great learning experience. Very thankful to the team at JS Investments. Again, this is not their target market. High net worth, ultra high net worth investors. That means they've taken a bet on students की financial literacy and education, which is a big deal. They've taken out time कि आज भी 4 घंटे यहाँ बैठे हैं. So I really hope that this translates into a skill that is something that is going to serve you lifelong. So yeah, thankful for all your time or your patience. Yeah, good luck with your results.
Thank you so much, Mr. Senan D'Souza. Now I would like to invite Mr. Syed Hussain Haider, Chief Investment Officer, JS Investment, to state a few words about his experience at Zabist and about this event.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for providing this opportunity to judge the key participants at this competition. I think it was a wonderful experience. I understand where you were coming from, and initially it's always very difficult when you are standing in front of the audience and presenting your ideas and thoughts about something which is like especially investments where there's always too many details. So very good job done in terms of coming over onto the stage and presenting. So that was very, very good. Just few ideas that I had in mind that I thought I should definitely share it with you is that, in investments, there's always, so much of data, so much of like information, there's so much knowledge, and especially at this age on your mobile phones, you can, get access to almost all sorts of sort of financial data. There's so many, I would say, detailed sources of information where you can even download, stock prices and, information about different indices. So at this, information age, if you really are interested and this is something that really interests you, all you need to do is that you just need to be really use your time more wisely. And it's all about, making the best use of your time at this stage of your career, which will go a long way in building your knowledge, in building all those, soft skills, which would really help you, become, say, an investment analyst once you've finished your studies. So the crux of the matter is to read, not just from one particular source, but try and read from different, sources, both local as well as international. There is so much, good literature about, this topic of investments. You can find so much nice books, outside the normal routine of, your curriculum. So you should hold on to, books on, say, how Warren Buffett has been doing investments, on Charlie Munger, and there are so many other, big names. So it's just about, spending your time more wisely. So read more books, get more knowledge, and in terms of if any of you are really interested and want to make a career, I would highly recommend pursuing the CFA charter, which has got 3 levels. It has got a wonderful curriculum and give you a very, very good insight in terms of how to analyze stocks, how to analyze, data from coming out from the financial markets. And not just equities, but fixed income and all other different, asset classes that exist and which are sort of developing really well and fast in Pakistan over the period of time. So that's just a piece of advice from my end, and I'm looking forward to, the next stage and, congratulating all you who have been, you will actually going to win this competition. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your kind words, Mr. Syed Hussain Haider. Now it's time for result announcement. I would like to extend gratitude to our judges, to our guests for taking time out for our event. I would like to invite all the judges and guests, Dr. Sumaira Shahid, Ms. Tazeen Imran, Mr. Senan D'Souza, Ms. Ifat Zehra, Mr. Syed Hussain Haider, and Dr. Rifat Mughal to join us on stage for result distribution. Moreover, I would like to invite Ms. Dr. Mehak Yunus for result distribution and announcements on stage.
Thank you so much. You presented really well, and the presentations were wonderful. So please, can you all come on the stage so that we can announce the names of the winners? By the way, one thing I would like to clarify is the total scores are based on your presentation plus total return on your investments. So our first, our winner is basically, okay, ulta? Okay, why not? Okay, so we will start with second runner-up. So any guesses? Who is that? Who said Ayan? Oh my God, Uzaifa, you are so good. Ayan, second runner-up. Ayan, you presented really well. You were amazing. So, yes, Uzaifa, any guesses? Okay, I think आपने मेरे साथ results बैठ के बनाए हैं शायद. So, yes, our first runner-up is Han Mohammed. Han Mohammed, you were always an amazing student and you were so good today. So, any guesses for the winner? Who? Okay, so winner is Izan. Izan, आपका बहुत ही अच्छा रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट था ऑनेस्टली. So thank you all. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much. Yes, Allah Hafiz, please. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Thank you.